What's good, y'all? I've got some really sweet buffs for Weezing, a super cool Pokemon, in the form of many different things like new moves, stat buffs, ability changes, move pool changes, and all that fun stuff. But before I get into the nitty-gritty of everything, I do want to have a quick disclaimer for any new viewers. I really want to encourage you to check out that Google Sheet linked right down below in the description. It's the same one I'm sharing on screen right now. And if you click this tab right here on the bottom, it says search all moves here, and you can check out all 600 plus move buffs and changes in this hack. I've reworked so many moves. You can, pause the video to read this up, or you can, of course, just look at it for yourself in the description below. And if you click these little categories here, it'll automatically direct you to all of these sections. I've organized them by type, by effect, all that stuff. Or if you are completely new, you can honestly just scroll in order and just look at them all like that, because that's also something I designed to be like pleasant to read. With that out of the way, though, Weezing is a really cool Pokemon. Like I said, it's another pure bulky pure poison type alongside Muck, and there's only one more in Swalot. All the other pure poison types are changed, so these are the only pure poison types in the hack, which I really like, that all three of them are pretty equal in balance. Swalot is technically the bulkiest overall, however, Weezing is by far the bulkiest physically, and then because of the high base defense stat, and then I believe, let me actually triple check, but I'm pretty sure Muck is bulkier especially than Swalot, but I could actually be wrong. Swalot could just be bulkier. Swalot is way bulkier especially. It's bulkier than Muck overall, however, it is weaker than Muck, and he doesn't have immunity to water, he doesn't have immunity to water and water absorb, so yeah, let me go back to Muck now. Not Muck, sorry, Weezing. Water absorb is huge. So Swalot has the raw bulk, however, Coughing, Weezing, Muck, and Grimer all have immunity abilities. So water absorb is on Muck, while Weezing has Flash Fire and Levitate. So in this ROM hack, every single Pokemon is balanced to be basically they all have two useful abilities that they switch between with an infinite use ability capsule. So while Levitate is obviously really nice because you're weak to ground otherwise, you can swap to Flash Fire whenever you see that the opponent has a strong ground type attack or whatever that you want to switch in on, or a ground type Pokemon that you want to be able to, a fire type, a strong fire type attack that you want to switch in on, or a strong fire type you want to counter, because it's really nice to have that fire type immunity, especially on a pure poison type. Pure poison in this hack is also heavily buffed in the sense that any poison type is heavily buffed in this hack, because Black Sludge now heals double. So essentially, you will be getting 12% HP per turn. With Baneful Bunker, that's 24% over 2 turns, and you're also poisoning the opponent. So it's really tanky, and he could kind of just live forever because of that. Obviously, not in a literal sense, but if you're playing him smartly, he can live for a very long time. They also, for the most part, every single Pokemon in this hack has access to a reliable recovery option. In Weezing's case, it's Recover, just because there was none others that really fit too well anyway. And Flash Fire also has the added benefit of boosting up your own fire-type moves, of which you learn quite a few. Flare Boost is a trainer's only option, reason being otherwise you could pre-status your Weezing and go into the battle already statused, and that's pretty overpowered and unfair. But if you're curious as to the logic of Flash Fire, if you read the Pokedex, it talks about how he's easily ignitable, and he's mixed with gases constantly, and there's something about it detonating or something. I don't know. We all know that Weezing explodes, and you light up gas and it explodes. So I think him absorbing the fire makes a lot of sense, because he's this gas mixing poison gas type Pokemon. I think it's pretty sick, logic wise. I just think it's cool. What am I trying to say here? Levitate, Flash Fire. I don't know. These buffs are really simple. He's got a lot of great moves, and as well as a high special attack stat, which he can use all of his great coverage moves with. He can also fulfill some type of offensive role. Oh my god, I missed their signature move. Yeah, they have a signature move called Noxious Gas that is exclusive to Skuntank and Weezing. Skuntank has Prankster with it, while Weezing, of course, has the raw sheer bulk. However, obviously Prankster with Skuntank makes it even better. As one of their 2 abilities. Their other ability, I believe, is Instinct, which is a very good offensive ability. It functions like download, but go check out that video if you're curious. But yeah, Weezing, Noxious Gas, incredible move. It is level 50, so it's very late into the game, but once you get it, it's I mean, obviously Weezing, excuse me, I might have said Muck by accident. Weezing is great throughout the whole game, of course. I mean, it's just a really strong, bulky pure poison type. Pure poison is great defensively, and especially in a hack like this, where having that bug resist is super valuable, because a lot less types resist bug in this hack. Not to mention, one of the strongest priority moves in the game is First Impression, which you easily swallow with their 130 base defense, and you're also, respectable base 80 HP. It's a solid above average HP stat. And with that buff Black Sludge, you can just shrug off a lot of hits, and you can recover them off if you want, or you can just run full, 4 attacks. You also also have stuff like Parting Shot, which is beautiful utility. Tons of new electric moves. You already had T-Bolt and Thunder. I gave them Volt Switch, which is pretty widely distributed in this hack. They still have Will-O-Wisp. You got like Heat Wave and Scorching Sands and Scald and other really cool, interesting little move options that I thought fit pretty well, given that they're like this poison gas type guy. Scald's kind of weird, but I don't know. I see him using it with the like, I don't know, shooting water. I don't know, he's like this weather guy too. I just think it fits his vibe. I don't think it's that deep. And it's nice coverage as well for a pure poison type. You also have stuff like Icy Wind. And yeah, Rock Polish is really nice because it gives you a +1 accuracy boost as well as a +2 speed boost. So you can run like a Rock Polish set with Sludge Wave, which is 90% accurate, 110 base power, and you can use that in conjunction with stuff like Fire Blast, Thunder, etc. So that's really cool. But yeah, he's a great defensive utility Pokemon. He's also just a great bulky attacker. He's got a good special attack stat, good Spadef stat. He's just really solid and reliable. Clear Smog is good for totems. Buffed Stockpile and Swallow is really nice. Swallow is a priority move that heals you by 100% HP as long as you have one Stockpile boost up. So that's a really good combination you can take advantage of, especially with that buffed Black Sludge. Toxic Venom Drench is obviously very useful. Priority Haze is very useful for totems. Scary Face drops attack and speed now. That's super useful. Belch is gives you +1 special attack, so that's pretty cool. You know, you've just got so many good options. A really solid Pokemon. Very simple buffs and changes overall. Again, if you're not sold on the logic for Flash Fire, I don't know what to tell you. I think it's really cool, and I also couldn't really think of any other abilities that are as useful as Levitate for Weezing that also fit him and don't overlap with the other pure poison types. It would maybe have been like Cloud9, which is like hyper situational. I'm not a huge fan of it. So I opted just to go with Levitate and Flash Fire. I think they're pretty cool abilities for him. And I also think it's kind of cool that it mirrors Weezing, you know, because mirrors Muck. Muck is the water pollution Pokemon. He is immune to water. Weezing is the air pollution Pokemon. He's immune to ground and fire. I think it's pretty cool. Obviously, you switch between ground and fire immunities depending on the situation, depending on which of the two you need. You also have priority in the form of Sludge Shot. Yeah, I didn't even cover what Noxious Gas does, but you're all literate. You can all read. I'm not going to repeat it, but yes, dropping attack and speed by 2 and special attack is so useful. On top of that poison effect, like, he can completely, you know, negate offensive threats and click Parting Shot out into your you know, for example, a Frailer Pokemon. He's great team support, also just good on his own. He's just a really solid Pokemon. I'm kind of repeating myself because these buffs are actually pretty simple, but very solid. You know, Weather Ball and these other great coverage moves all work really nicely with Weezing as well. But as a whole, super simple overall. I think I'll leave the video off there because I'm kind of going in circles. Again, I encourage you to check out that Google Sheet in the description and look at all the other Pokemon buffs and changes, as well as all 600+ move buffs and changes, because those are really important. But as a whole, Poison is one of the best types in this hack. All types are great, obviously, especially now that I've buffed Ice and Bug and Poison, which are the three, arguably the 3 worst types. And then Rock was also probably one of the worst types, which is heavily buffed because of the widespread Sandstorm and Sediment, and then also just the fact that Rock type moves are even better now. And then and also all the new Sandstream Pokemon. And then probably one of the other worst types would have been like Psychic. Pure Psychic's kind of poopy, but Psychic now has Psychic Surge running around everywhere with all the new Psychic Surge mons, so that's also super great. So overall, I'd say all the types are super equal. Very strong. Love Weezing. Thank you so much for listening. Hopefully you enjoyed. Leave a comment down below if you enjoyed. Leave a, subscribe to the channel. Leave a like on the video. And I'll be back for more. Peace.